Ladies and gentlemen, Labor Day weekend starts early on Sportswire Radio because you're about to see a small town backyard wrestling, maybe company make their biggest stand yet. Are you about to see a small town backyard wrestling company declare their own independence in the Midwest backyard wrestling circuit? Well, you may find that out. But first tonight, in prime time, the brightest lights on the biggest stage, we're going to have on a champion who, let's just say, has been money. And especially if you've been watching STBW TV, and especially that historic Summer Brawl Bash, where thousands upon thousands of people watched him. He's figuratively and literally one of the biggest men in our circuit. Watch what this man says in the ring tonight. You'll get a chance to see, but also hear what he has to say about some of his, counterparts in STBW, in particular one or two of them who've been here already, and you've seen them and getting title shots in other places. And I can assure you, this one's going to be one that you're going to remember for a while. And look at the eyes of this man, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this champion. He's got a lot to say. And you know what? He's seen a lot of people in the Midwest declare themselves things. He's seen backyard nightmares. He's seen rulers of the yards. He's seen evil angels. He's seen first real wrestlers. He's even seen outsiders. But tonight, simply put, he's even got more money than yours truly. And we get a chance to hear his story and some. You know, ladies and gentlemen, I can go on and on and on about our guest, and I probably will over the next half an hour, but I'm going to give him that introduction that especially Tyler Fury got, and it certainly didn't help him win multiple tag team championships and one but two promotions. But we'll certainly see how this introduction will go, because it better be money like our guest is in the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get right to it on the biggest stage where all wrestling matters. So with without further ado, here on the Sportzwire, number one global sports show. Simply put, he's the reigning, defending STBW World Heavyweight Champion. He rocks almost like STP once upon a time. His name is Nolan. Money, 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 money. The champ is here. Champ, how you doing tonight?
I'm amazing. Thank you for the introduction. How are you, my friend?
Ask me when I'm off the air, when I have to recover my voice. At this point, I almost feel like, even though I can't sing, I almost do feel like a singer, because I've done about 157 shows in 107 days. I dare see anybody that anywhere out there that can do what I do, but it's not about me. It's about you, my friend. And listen, Champ, how you feeling tonight? And I'm excited because I want to get a chance to hear the story of Nolan Money McDermott, because, you know, I know Tyler Fury. A lot of people
Mhm.
tuning in tonight, they know a little bit about him, but you're the guy on top. You're the guy right now in the
Oh yeah.
Midwest backyard wrestling circuit, and especially in Illinois, that everybody says is on top and is on king. I mean, so how does it feel to be here, and what's on your mind tonight?
It feels amazing. I've been scouting all of these shows. You know, I'm here under the bright lights with the one and only the Reverend Tom Bryce, and it feels amazing to get that spotlight on me once again.
Well, I'm happy about that. So let's get into a couple of different things here. First, you were obviously the small town backyard wrestling world heavyweight champion. And I want to talk about that for the audience because there's a lot of people hearing about you and the company for the first time. So for the audience, I'll start out nice and easy. Talk to me about what it means to you to be the small town backyard wrestling world heavyweight champion.
Man, it means everything to me. Growing up, obviously a wrestling fan for life. It's in my blood. And when we started this company, I knew that I had to be that guy on top. I had to be the poster child for this company. That wasn't going to sit right with me if I didn't have that strap around my shoulder. And now that I do have that strap around my shoulder, I feel better than ever.
So what's that mean to you then? Obviously you guys in small town backyard wrestling, some would say are the kings of the Illinois backyard wrestling circuit. So being the champion of this company, you talk about that just now, put up the match where you defeated Mr. Fury, where you saw some of his comments on that. I mean, so what would you like to do as champion and, representing this company and taking it to new heights, more or less?
Well, I've noticed we have a lot of, ongoing conversations with, all kinds of companies around. And not only do I want to be the best in STBW, I want to be the best everywhere. I'm looking forward to reaching out and challenging the best of the best to truly be on top here in Illinois as the STBW World Heavyweight Champion.
So, I mean, talk about, obviously, you've got some competitors. I mean, Dalton, the Executioner, is the man next that would certainly like to take that championship from you. And, I mean, so let's start out and go with him first. Obviously, I'll put up some things here shortly for the audience to get a chance to check out small town backyard wrestling. And are you concerned about Dalton, the Executioner? Because after all, he is an executioner. I mean, you might be full of money. You might be money, 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 money. I mean, I might be the one that could certainly, be the $1 million man, but you're the money STBW world champion. But, I mean, are you worried about Dalton, the Executioner, who's the number one contender, the next man up for your championship? Talk to me about that for the audience.
No, not even close. I mean, I've beaten Dalton so many times that I'm starting to lose count. See, he may be the Executioner, but the thing is, I'm going to buy out my way every single time. Because I mean, come on, Dalton. He's all talk. He ain't he don't stand on the business that your champion, yours truly, does.
Okay, so that's fair. All right, so if you beat him so many times, so it's another breeze, it's a walk in the park. You're basically not worried about him then. Nothing.
Not a bit.
So you're not worried about anybody, because some people would say being on top, it's one thing to get the title, but it's another to go out there and claim it and keep it. And so you're not really worried about anybody that would knock you off your block, no?
You see, there's a lot of talent here in SBW. We have Tyler Fury, amazing athlete. Peyton Peacemaker, amazing athlete. But you see me, I don't do all the high-flying backflips and all for show. I go in, I simply beat my opponent down. However, with all the talent that STBW has, there's a target on my back, but that just makes me better and stronger and plotting my next move.
Fair play. And, let's talk about Tyler Fury for a second. We'll put up again some links. First of all, this is the Instagram page. So I would highly encourage that you support our friends here because they are the premier backyard wrestling circuit in the state of Illinois. So they certainly have laid their claim to where they want to be in the Midwest. And that's their Instagram page. I'll put the YouTube up link shortly. But, Tyler Fury, he's the owner of the company. He's a man that, a lot of people on this platform know. They know him because they've seen him in the IMF. They've also seen his matches with Felix Jones. Felix Jones right now is kind of a darling in the backyard in the underground wrestling circuit. I won't ask you on the situation about Felix Jones and who's his father and everything there. I ain't going to go into details about that, but he's a hell of a talent, a hell of a wrestler. And we've seen Tyler Fury match up with him, but I'm curious, and does it bother you that Tyler Fury's a guy that's gotten title shot after title shot in this IMF company that a lot of people know here? Many people would say built Sportswire Radio on YouTube and created a thing called Summer Bash that people are replicating all over the country and frankly all over the world. They've had hundreds upon hundreds of people attend their shows. They've got some of the biggest and brightest figuratively who've been on this platform and wrestled to them. And does it bother you that Tyler Fury gets all this hype and yet you've beat him time and time again and you're the champion and he's not? How does that make you feel?
Absolutely. You know, everyone they put their focus on Tyler Fury because of who he is and where he's been. But the truth is, yeah, like you said, if we go back in the STBW archives, I've beaten him in the last man standing match to win the first ever STBW World Heavyweight Champion. I've beaten countless times, and I deserve some of that spotlight that Tyler gets. Don't get me wrong, like I said, he's an incredible athlete, but it's my time to shine here in 2024.
So you feel in many ways that you've been looked upon kind of in a way almost cast to the side because again, you're the champion, right? You've beaten Tyler a few different times already. And yet it's he that everybody talks about. He comes on here every month. The IMF does shows and he's gotten, 2 different tag team title shots and 2 different companies championships. And obviously Felix Jones, people know him through that, but yet I don't hear anything about you, and you're the top dog. You're this big guy, this larger-than-life persona. You're this guy that just annihilates everybody, but I don't hear anything about you.
Absolutely. I mean, where's the top world heavyweight champion? They should be paying me. They should be offering me on the spotlight. Come on now.
So I guess we'll have to find out. Now, let me take this off the screen here for a second because I want to put up and go down memory lane here. And we will get to the chat here in a few minutes. But in the meantime, I want to come up here and go down memory lane here. We've got yourself and obviously Mr. Fury, and we got his side of the story. This was a match that a lot of people are still talking about. And I'm curious for the audience here. And, what's that like knowing that you guys, this is kind of, I know people know Tyler from the wars with Felix Jones, but in some ways, this is the match that put the company on the map over a month ago. What did that mean to you to have a match and to be in such a big event that generated over 1,000 plus views? What do you think that did really, for you and the company as a whole?
I mean, it did so much. I mean, just for me, coming off of that pay-per-view, seeing what happened, the results, positive feedback, watching Tyler Fury on here on Sportswire, man, it brought a smile to my face. Something that we started, we had no idea it was going to go this far. And being in that match, it really is sending us off higher than ever. It's amazing to be a part of it. I'm more than honored to be here on top in STBW.
But does it bother you, champ, that you should have been the one here last month? You should have been the one. Maybe
Absolutely.
That's why Tyler got attacked the way he did, because you're the champion. You defeated Tyler in this match. I mean, doesn't that bother you a little bit that you should have been here with me and gotten that interview first? Yeah, we're here tonight, and I appreciate that very much, but don't you think that you should have been the one in the chair Sunday night over a month ago rather than Tyler Fury? And he didn't have much fury in this match.
Absolutely. When I seen Tyler on here, he was talking so much, but the truth is that you're right. I laid him out, and he came on here. He started talking, and when I seen him get attacked by Dalton, it brought warmness to my heart. Man, I had to rewatch it over and over again.
Well, I'm sure you're enjoying a lot of this here. And if you'd like to follow Small Town Backyard Wrestling, they are on YouTube. You can check them out here on YouTube at STBW_wrestling 2022. As I like to say for those in the chat, they almost rock as hard as well a band once upon a time named STP. Get it? STBW, STP. It almost sounds the same. It rolls off the tongue. But obviously, STP is certainly a different lineup these days because, well, God rest his soul, Scott Weiland is no longer the singer. But we've got Nolan Money Mcdermott, who is definitely the front man of Small Town Backyard Wrestling. And these guys aren't small town anymore because they're here with us in prime time. But please hit that sub button for them. They've got over 300 subscribers. I want to see them get 325 by tonight. I want to see them get 330. I want to see them get to 350 and 400 and to infinity and beyond. And we can see here a little bit of the match that everybody's still talking about. Champ, when I watch a match with this, I have a lot of guys come on to this platform. As I'm sure you're aware of. You talked about the fact you're a fan.
Yep.
I appreciate that very much. And I'm not anything without the people that go out and support Sportswire because it's their platform. It's not my platform. Well, it's Omen Black's platform, but the truth is, it's really your platform, everybody else that comes on here. How do you prepare for a match like this? This is a long match. A lot of different things happen. I got Tyler's side of the story here a couple of weeks ago, but talk to me about how do you prepare for a match like this?
See, when you're in a match like this, I mean, you really can't prepare for it in a way because you have no idea what's going to happen. When you're in a traditional matchup, you can study your opponent. You can have an idea what they're going to do. In a match like this where anything is legal, it's hard to prepare for. Like, you throw in Tyler through them doors right there. The pool part, I mean, a lot of people
We're going to get to that.
talk to me about that. Absolutely. You can't prepare for something like this because you don't even know if you're going to walk out of the match.
Was that stuff, from your vantage point, was that something you knew going into a match like this? Again, huge match, a lot on the line, that you were going to do this, or was it going to just be, okay, we're in the match, we're just going to go with it randomly? I mean, what was, from your vantage point, where are we going here in a match like this?
So I've participated in many matches like this, and see, in my mind, I only had one goal, and that was to put Tyler on the floor, but win that championship. And see, when you're out there, you see red. You do whatever you can to get your opponent down on the ground to get a victory in the spotlight that we were given.
And it's also got to be sweet to beat somebody that's the owner of the company, beating them and taking something. I mean, that's got to be extra special, right? Because a lot of people would like to beat me up here because they like to take the platform away from me, in real life. But that's not the case. But the point is Tyler's the owner of the company, and it had to be extra special to beat him also because he owns the company.
Absolutely. I mean, they say to be the best, you have to beat the best. And that's exactly what I did. I mean, I should be here with the little title under my name, the STBW owner, because, I mean, I've beaten Tyler countless times to the point where I don't even know if he can run his own company anymore.
You know what? Maybe interesting point that you make, because obviously Tyler is struggling here a little bit. I mean, maybe I could make the point that, well, you should be the one at all those IMF shows. Maybe the IMF should be inviting you tonight. I mean, maybe they should. I don't know, because Tyler gets invited all the time, and you don't seem to be invited. So who knows? But he's certainly hurting you here right there, and that had to hurt.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, it did. Trust me. I had nightmares about it.
Did you have to use Pepto-Bismol after? Because you got hit in the stomach there a couple of times. So you might have had to have used some Pepto-Bismol.
I had to take some stuff after the match, yes.
Hopefully it wasn't Rolaids, but we are watching some of the match here. And, talk about the experience here, wrestling in where you're wrestling, just a wide variety of objects here. And what does that, does it make you feel more creative in a match like this versus, let's say, the regular Sunday Night Stand shows? Does that also feel like you got a chance to explore some of your creativity in the match as well?
Absolutely. When I go out there, it's a blast indeed. And, with all them weapons out there, there's so many things you can do. You can put your opponent through a table, a door, as we'll get there eventually. The pool, which that's a first in a long time. There's a wide range of things, like you mentioned, and it's the beauty of it because we're different from everybody else, and that's how we want to be.
Well, what makes you got interesting point there, champ? What makes, from your vantage point, small town backyard wrestling a little different than, let's say, some of your counterparts in the Midwest?
See, we might not have the traditional ring and ropes, but some may view that as a curse. But I think it's a blessing.
I couldn't agree with you more on that. As a matter of fact, I could not agree with you more because a man that's a big backer of mine and a man that I support very proudly, Copper Dragon, the legendary Copper Dragon. He says all the time, you don't have to have a ring to go out there and have high-quality matches. As a matter of fact, there are companies that have rings, and some of their opponents, I mean, one guy in particular who hosts a podcast, he can't run the ropes. Another guy says he's almost wrestling everywhere and gives himself an imaginary championship and is a pathological liar. So, I mean, you don't need to have anything to show what you guys are bringing to the table. And boy, as I said to Tyler then, he certainly tried, but you certainly blocked it there. And certainly watching this here. And again, please follow Small Town Backyard Wrestling. I cannot stress this enough. And also, we're going to be here tomorrow, by the way. We're going to be here tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern time, with Sean Jovi, America's resident rock star. And why is Sean Jovi going to be here? Yes, he's the IMF United States champion. But he did lose the WCE Interstate Openweight Championship. But he's going to be here because I'm going to break it here while we're watching this match. It is going to be WCE Day on Sportswire Radio. We're acknowledging this company in the Midwest in Appleton, Wisconsin, WCE. Yes, WCE, who has long been on this platform, one of our biggest supporters, and WCE has been here for over 2 years, and we're celebrating WCE. We're celebrating their legacy on Sportswire Radio. Many people say WCE has built the backyard wrestling circuit in the Midwest. Many people say that WCE has built Sportswire Radio. So we're going to certainly celebrate WCE, and I'm looking forward to being with America's resident rock star, America's vlogger, America's cat dad, America's WWE 2K streamer, and that is the U.S. champion of the IMF, Sean Joey. Right now, we're here with the future, some would say, of the Midwest, the reigning, defending STBW World Heavyweight Champion. His name is Nolan Mcdermott. But obviously there, you're certainly going through some things, but it's a long walk there.
Oh, yeah.
We're going soon. We're going for a drink soon, I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a long walk over there. I can tell you that right now.
Did that walk take anything out of you, Chad? I know you're a young whippersnapper, but did that take a lot out of you?
Well, yeah, I mean, over the course of STBW, Tyler Fury himself, hurt my knee a while back. So, yeah, wasted my energy walking over there. Absolutely.
Well, obviously, we're certainly seeing some of that there. And I asked Tyler about some of these things a couple of weeks ago, and he's certainly going through these things. And you're, certainly going through the ringer there, and you're putting it now some punishment on him. And you're really, you're opening him up there. And boy, I mean, you're a big boy.
Oh, yeah.
How tall are you, champ, for the audience? How tall are you?
6'3".
Oh my God! I knew there was something about you. 6'3". Ladies and gentlemen, 6'3", this young man, and you're still growing. He's gonna be taller than Big Man Cam. Everybody talks about this guy, Big Man Cam, who gave me a cameo. But now listen, this guy, he's growing more than him, and he's got a lot more muscle, I think, on there. But obviously, we'll see here. Thankfully, Nolan Money McDermott isn't going on other shows there, and putting himself in different, because we're a family show. We're like the Walt Disney of the backyard underground and pro wrestling circuit here.
I like that.
Yes, that's what we are here on Sportswire. We do things differently here because Tyler Fury's obviously took a drink, and you're about to go and also do something there. Maybe you should have not wear a sweater and a sweatpants there. Is that a
that might not have been the brightest.
Yeah. Why were you? It's summer. Why were you wearing a hoodie and sweatpants? I'd be curious for the audience. Is there a reason you did that?
See, it's all about staying a step ahead of your opponent. Now, it sucked. However, when I opened him up earlier, I chopped the hell out of him. I can't have him doing that to me. He can't do that to me.
Well, you're obviously, trying to get back up, and you're struggling. Maybe you should have stayed down in this particular case.
Yeah, finding out what happens later on after these moments. Definitely stay on the ground, kids.
Kids, don't try this.
Don't get up.
Either, but obviously, we'll fast forward to some of it. But I do want to show the pool scene for the audience, and just as I said then, one of the more extravagant settings here we have in the backyard circuit. That's why we love our friends in small town backyard wrestling. They are the premier circuit here in Illinois, and we love that here. And I mean, you let Tyler take your shoes off there. I mean, you're 6'3", man. You must tower over Tyler. What is Tyler, like 5'4", and you let him do that to you, champ?
See, Tyler, he's small, right?
How did that water feel?
Over him,
how did that water feel?
It felt good. It felt great. It's kind of hard for a minute. Obviously, you're worn out with all the equipment on. It definitely wears you down. But it felt great. Thank you, Tyler, for that.
Well, thanking your opponent, boy. Well, gentlemen.
Thank you, Tyler.
Wow, gentlemanly there, to say the least. But Tyler's a man on a mission, but, not for much longer. I can tell you that much here for those that are listening and watching here on Sports. But I'm going to fast forward to some of the match here because, obviously, I want to get to, some of the other stuff here. But we see you swimming in the water. Do you know how to swim, first of all?
Yes, I do. But
and how about
really
that
swim,
I mean, boy, Tyler there, what a shot that was he had. Boy. Maybe he should have did more of that in the IMF. He might have won those tag team title matches.
I'm right there with you. Absolutely, I agree.
Didn't get the job done. But But that's okay. He's not going to get the job done here. But boy, I've seen a lot of wrestling, but you guys in the pool, I mean, maybe you guys should be the kings of the pool wrestling circuit. What do they call, I know it's backyard wrestling, but what do we call this? Polar wrestling? Pool wrestling? I mean, I don't know if they call that such a thing, but we're seeing that here live.
Not sure. Hey, that's what makes us different. And, hey, that's Kings of the Pool Wrestling. That's another crown, on our head. So, hey, I'll take it.
I'll tell you what, that's what you guys are. And before I get to anything else, I get to some comments, I do want to actually give my thoughts and prayers to a friend of ours who is doing some great work in XCW, also ALW, and he is a huge part of the Backyard Havoc. That is Trey Mysticality. Trey Mysticality is obviously doing not so well for those that may or may not know. I want to give my thoughts and prayers to Trey Mysticality because right now he is in the hospital right now. Unfortunately, he is in ER. He's had a situation right now with he's got some kidney pain. He's been vomiting. He's got some blood in his stool, and he's got some issues there with some intestinal stuff. And I want to give my thoughts and prayers to our very dear friend, Trey Mysticality. Trey is obviously also a part of the historic tag team match that was announced here on Sportswire Radio last Monday. It's involving, of course, the legendary Darkron, a founding father of the Ohio Backyard Wrestling Circuit and also Summer Bash. And we want to certainly give our thoughts and prayers to Trey Mysticality. Trey Mysticality is tag team with the legendary Darkron against the man that everybody's talking about, also a fellow contemporary of yours in the future of the Backyard Circuit, the Evil Angel Judas, and also Matthew Forsaken. So we definitely want to say, Trey, hang in there, buddy. We're all rooting for you. Can't wait to have you back on Sportswire Radio. Just hang in there. Hopefully you're watching us right now. I know you are because we got a big turnout tonight, and it's good to have the people back with us. The last couple of days didn't have as much, but we've got the community fired up, and I know, Trey Mysticality, we're all praying for you. We're all rooting for you. So please, if you're out there, give your thoughts and prayers to the legendary man that's going to be a part of the Backyard Havoc, Trey Mysticality, ring announcer of XCW, also former ALW international champion. He's also a part of Blizzard Wrestling, and he's going to be a part of that tag team match in beautiful Bremen, Ohio, November 9th to November 10th. And he'll be teaming with Darkron against Matthew Forsaken and the Evil Angel Judas. Okay, let's get to obviously the finish here because I want to talk about a couple different things here. So we're coming up toward it, and here we go, and just talk about what's about to happen for the audience.
See, right here, I got to get out of the pool as fast as possible. You can't really win the match there. I'm dragging him over there. Finally going to put him away for sure and just take him out. Just take him out of my way and finally get back what's rightfully mine.
Oh, you're about to do it here. And that was definitely, I mean, boy, and we see him. He's down and out. And poor Tyler Fury, he ain't got no Fury. He's definitely not Tyson Fury, that's for sure. And we got 1, 2, 3, and there it goes. You did it. You did it. And boy, had to have been, especially after everything you went through. What a match, and you just had to feel good there, champ. Had to feel good.
Absolutely, it did.
Well, I'm happy for you, and that's the match. And obviously, there you have it. And hopefully, your clothes eventually dried, and hopefully, you got a chance to dry off. But if you'd like to follow our friends over at STBW, here is their YouTube page. And this is their page. So if you've liked what you've seen so far tonight, hit that sub button. I want everybody. I got a bunch of people here tuned in tonight. Hit the sub button for them. They're definitely a huge part of things, and we'll have to see what the future is for them. And let's get to some comments here, first of all, because the people want to talk to you, and I want to give them an opportunity to say hello before we get to some other events here. So let's go in and start the conversation off. I know Zilla is our resident chatter. She says hi to the champion, Nolan Money McDermott, and I respect him. Yes, we respect the champion. He's 6'3". Yes, we appreciate that. James Marshall. James Marshall is a 2-time WCE World Heavyweight All-Out Champion. Have you heard of James Marshall before, or you never heard of him?
I have heard. Yeah, I've heard of James Marshall.
You heard of him? Heard of him? Okay.
Yes,
all
sir.
right, I'll leave it at that. You heard of him, though. Okay, interesting. Sean Jovi, he obviously is here tomorrow. You heard the announcement about him. Did you know about this guy, Sean Jovi? You guys have been so focused in Illinois that you never heard of these guys before. Did you hear of Sean Jovi before?
See, I scout, everywhere, especially with Sportswire. I see all the upcoming talent. I see all the legends and the veterans. I look everywhere, and absolutely, Sean Jovi. I've been looking to see what he's capable of, and he's capable of a lot.
I'll tell you what. Well, I'll tell you what. I vote for him for president. He's saying fellow Americans, considering who's running this year. But let's not talk politics because half the people will hate me, and the other half, well, they may still hate me. But it's his show after all, and his name is Omen Black. He's the boogeyman of the Midwest, and he actually came up a little short for his team, the Foundation at the Sinners. But we love them, but we still love both teams, and we want to say Felix was a better STBW champion. Just saying. But well, you're 6'3", and Felix Jones right now has got to figure out who's his father. So we'll leave Felix Jones out of it for now.
I know who my father is. Just saying.
Yeah. Do you love your father?
Felix, you got to get that taken care of. Absolutely.
That's very nice. I appreciate you telling us that. My buddy Ox McCoy, who's bound in blood, reigns in blood, sends his messages in blood. This is refreshing after struggling through a Dark Den episode. Who is Dark Den and what were you struggling through? Well, have no fear. You're here on Sportswire, Ox McCoy, and good to have you back home. We love Ox McCoy. I definitely don't think he loves Tyler Fury as much. It's good for you. I could have something common. Ted DiBiase, but I didn't choose to. Ox, that counted as cringe comedy. What are you guys talking about? It doesn't matter. And we're here live on Sportswire Radio. Yeah, the thoughts of Silverwolf give me a brain aneurysm. Yeah, I mean, the thoughts of Silverwolf would be like just going out 3 o'clock in the morning on a Wednesday in some dive bar. That'd probably be the equivalent of that. Don't even remember who that is. Nicholas Krenson here, another guy who's one half of the IMF Hardcore Tag Team Champions. Why does Nolan make me think of Crunk from Emperor's New Groove? I guess we can move on, right? Because you obviously don't even know what that reference is. Good enough. Good
Absolutely.
Deal. Speaking of people that are from the great state of Illinois, who's going to, I'm sure, be a topic here in the next week or two, Cato. Why is Cato important? Because on Instagram, there's a clip circulating around that he just had something with a guy, Jimmy Controversy, a man that is known in GTS.
Jimmy Controversy.
Yep, he's wrestled Tommy Dreamer, Pitbull, Gary Wolf, and he is kind of one of those building blocks toward, well, GTS and Grimm's Toy Shop and all that stuff that you've seen, millions of subscribers. And I guess Cato's moving up in the world, literally, and he's got something I'm sure he's going to be saying very soon on Sportswire Radio. Yep, they know each other. Also, Cato is a Wisconsin guy. Management, I guess, is here. It's definitely not you, right? Glad to see you on there, though. Glad they can be on there, Nolan, and have the spotlight on you. Have a good time. That's very kind of you. Speaking of people who we love, and he is a known TikToker, streamer on YouTube, Instagram. He is the legendary Tribal Cheese, who's up at 4:41 in the morning. Why? I have no idea, but he is in our Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. Maybe you'll get there one day, Mr. Champion. But, oh, yes, a bit of backyard on a Thursday morning. I hope everyone is okay. I'm great. I'm in prime time right now with maybe the future of the backyard wrestling circuit.
Absolutely.
You better believe I'm doing great. And let's get to some more comments here. Keep your pants on Zilla, but hello. I'm not sure why that came up in the chat, but we'll move away from that. Nolan, don't take this the wrong way, but you're not ready watching this match, but keep working on it, man. Well, we'll stay tuned. You stay tuned. Obviously, some advice, some, good advice. Obviously, Omen Black is a guy that's, accomplished a lot, and he's giving you some, friendly advice, which is, always nice to see.
Absolutely.
We love advice. Woo WC, yes, very excited about that. And he's a big guy. You are a big boy, that's for sure. Let's see here. We got more comments. Did Silverwolf? That's a Slipknot song. I will make me, want to bleed. But we'll move on from that. Nothing compares to the polar plunge my old town has every December. Have you ever done a polar plunge? That's a good question because after that, you might need one.
I have not. It has not been on my bucket list, but
Well, we'll appreciate that. Thank you for letting us know here. Okay, let's get to some more comments. The Marco Polo Wrestling League, the MPWL. Maybe that's what you guys.
I like that. I like that.
Well, we'll certainly, find out here for sure. Okay, let's get to some more comments. Let's get to the next one here. If somebody just gave me that, I don't know why I lost it on my screen. Craven Rage. He's the WC All-Out Champion. He is a man that's an interesting figure on Sportswire, but you haven't heard of him, right? Because you've been busy running things in Illinois, or you've heard of Craven Rage.
Absolutely. No, I have not heard of him, but, it's always great to discover new talent.
Rage. Interesting. Wow.
I have not.
Okay. Because you've been busy in Illinois, right? Running things in Illinois.
Absolutely,
right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, we want to send our thoughts to Trey Mysticality. Yes. And let's get to some more things here. Nolan, I definitely see you, and congratulations for being on top of the mountain. And best to you, definitely face the best. Interesting comment there. It was interesting. That was nice of him. Our friends here
Appreciate
at
it, Craven. Thank you.
IBW, Mr. Aaron Blaze. Aaron Blaze is the headline, and he's a young guy too. And well, he's one of the greatest traveling wrestlers in the backyard circuit, and his brand new champion is going to be here live on Sportswire Radio very soon. It could be as soon as this weekend or even tomorrow evening. Stay tuned for that. His new champion is here, and well, that's obviously something interesting else. And another guy here, a colleague of yours in the state of Ohio, another guy like you, the Evil Angel Judas. What do you think about what do you think about younger guys in the backyard circuit starting to, put their foothold? You obviously have been running things in Illinois. Judas has been running things in the state of Ohio. What do you think about that?
I mean, they're trying to plant their flag into the ground. They're trying to really make a name for themselves. A young guy just like me who's got so much time on his hands that it's just, sky's the limit for these young guys. And absolutely, we're all rising. We're going to be the next set of talents. We're going to be the next set of absolutely rising stars here in the backyard wrestling industry.
We're going to certainly find that out. We've got some footage with you here after you've won the championship, and we see the owner, and I want to put this on the full screen here. Mr. Blaze wants to ask, yes, in Illinois. And where exactly are you in Illinois for the Oilers? Because, we have some guys that travel and such, and I'm curious, where exactly in Illinois are you guys by?
Well, we are in a nice small town, hence the name, Kewanee, Illinois, about 45 minutes from like Peoria, we're in the middle of like Galesburg, Quad Cities, around all of those bigger cities, yes.
Now, may I ask a side question before I get to some current topics in a few minutes for STBW? What is Peoria, Illinois like? I don't know if you know this, but I'm from New York City. I'm from probably the complete opposite of most of our backyard and underground wrestling stars playing. And I'm from basically, again, maybe the heart of the world, and some people would say. But what is it like in Peoria, Illinois? What is it like where you guys live? I always like to ask this question to people.
It's really great, we have a great community. I mean, the weather is, you get snow 1 minute, nice and sunny the next minute. So, that makes it very difficult for us. It's great.
I got to admit, you guys must be getting depressed knowing that we're like a month and a half away from colder weather again. New York, we're
going to work through it.
Oh, I'm sure you will. In New York, that we don't get it cold as much as we used to get it. We actually get it later in the year now, which is kind of good. But we see everybody facing off, and I see Dalton the Executioner do that. And before I get to a few things here, let me put some comments up because some people want to say a few words, and I want to actually play them because there are really some important words here. On a side note, Tom, I've enjoyed Sportswire a lot lately. Less bashing, more promoting. And I just want to say something, if you don't mind, while we're watching this on the screen. I think that really that's what it's about. I know that people would say that maybe Sportswire's gotten less views according to some recently, but I think that in the long run, we're better off because I think people should be given an opportunity to promote themselves, and it should always be about wrestling. We're all wrestling matters, right? Everybody's going out there in the backyard, the underground, the independents when we do them in the pros. And I think that we should move away from, some things that have been a relevant topic. People talked about this individual who has a podcast, the Dark Den podcast, whatever you want to call it, and other guys out there. But I think it's time to move away from that and focus on the future. Focus on open collaborations. Focus on what really is about our community. Because at the end of the day, when we're all divided, we all fall. And we're far better off when we're united. And nobody will top us as long as we stay united. Will there be cracks like in every other family, in every other community? Of course. But at the end of the day, I think Sportswire has been better off. And you've had some really great segments recently. Jack Delta was here, and he had maybe the best interview he ever did. We had guys like Eddie Exile here. Tarzan Duran was here. We had guys like Jacob Frost. We even had yesterday's guy. We had Kyle Shelby, a guy who was a legend once upon a time in the Michigan backyard circuit. We've had so many great people recently that have come on that are getting an opportunity to be here in prime time on the brightest lights and the biggest stage. So I think we should be having more of who makes what our circuit is. We should be having less focus on the things that divide us and focus on giving new people an opportunity. Look at our friends in BTW, like you guys on the trampoline in beautiful Roseburg, Oregon. We had Comatose. We've had guys like RJS, Jacob Frost from there. We've had some really fantastic talents that have been. Aaron Blaze was here a couple weeks ago. What a great conversation that was. Alan Michaels, the trendsetter, Alan Michaels, said some really important, impactful words. Eddie Exile, I mentioned a couple of times. And we have guys. Justin Parsley's here next week. We have Gabe Sayers next week. We have James Taylor coming on. So we've got some great people on him. I'm happy that somebody spoke up about it because I think, yes, BYW will be a better place. And we've got Sean Jovi twice coming up because he's here Sunday afternoon, also with Remy Ravage. Congratulations to Remy. She won the XCW International title. Yes, uplift each other, support each other. Together we win. Yes, that's what we're.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we do. Mm-hmm.
We're moving along. I know you guys don't see the STBW, but we are doing that on Sportswire now. We are not doing shoot time. We're not killing each other with personal disputes. We're moving on. We're moving on. We have too many people that want to be here. We've got too many things to promote, and I still see plenty of people here right now. So to me, that shows that the views are still there. If you build it, they will come. You built this platform right now, that's for sure. You are certainly doing that, and you got some things to for sure. XCW, PWF, IMF, REW represent. Make them the most of your moments. Bipolar, West, Midwest, yes. United in America. Well, I wish that would be the case. But amen. Okay, so you know what? You're beating these guys up, right? You're beating these guys up. I could see it, but would you want to say anything in particular to these guys, or let's say in particular to Dalton, the executioner, because he's got you down a little bit right now. He's working you a little bit. What would you want to say in particular to Mr. Executioner, to Mr. Fury?
See, Tyler Fury, incredible athlete. Like I said before, he can do it all. He can do the
How about the leg drop there? Yep.
Tricks. Absolutely, he's an incredible athlete, especially a young guy. He's putting his foot and he's putting his foot into the ground. He's planting his flag, and I can respect that. See, I beat my opponent down. That's my goal. He may flash and do all this for the spotlight. I go out there and I beat my opponent down. As far as Dalton, he thinks he deserves a title opportunity. I think Dalton, once again, phenomenal brawler, phenomenal talent out there in STBW. He's a pillar of STBW. We wouldn't have it without him. However, he's got to know where he ranks up in the best of the best, because I'm that number one spot and he can't knock me off.
But these guys one-on-one, they can't stick it to you. It's 2-on-1, so they're getting their hits on you, but one-on-one, they don't have the size, they don't have the strength, and they just don't have what it takes to take that championship away from you, right?
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Well, what would you say? Now, you said a lot tonight. You've said a mouthful. You've talked about Dalton, the executioner. You've talked about Tyler Fury. Now, they've been watching this. They've been watching some of this. And, unlike last time where it was kind of unannounced that Tyler Fury got basically senselessly attacked by Dalton and obviously Peyton and such, and I was wondering for the audience here that if Tyler Fury and Dalton the Executioner, the man that you're supposed to face off with next for your small town backyard wrestling world heavyweight championship, that they wanted to have a conversation with you guys here, what would you want to say if they wanted to talk to you right now live in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, and what would you say to that?
See, that's where me, Dalton, and Tyler, that's where the similarities, that's where they disappear. See, that's what makes us different. You see, Dalton and Tyler, they beg, they plead for the spotlight. Tyler goes to IMF, and he gets all the spotlight he can. Mine is naturally drawn to me. You know what I'm saying? Tyler and Dalton, no matter what, they will never be on my level. They will never be as good as the money here today as the World Heavyweight Champion. I'm going to hold that World Heavyweight Champion until I feel like getting rid of it.
But if these guys want to have a chat with you right now, what do you say?
Bring them on.
Bring them on? I'll tell you what, I will bring them on. And you know what? I want to say one more thing. Aaron Blaze, the legendary Aaron Blaze, I'll make it happen. Small town backyard wrestling, Aaron Blaze, a living legend in the backyard circuit. I'll take care of that war off the air. But for those that are listening and watching in prime time, champ, you're the man that's full of money. You're drawing a lot of money tonight. You got a big crowd. You want it, you got it. Just like Chris used to say, you want the best, you got it. Well, you know what? You want the best in STBW that it has to offer? Well, you got it, because not only do we have Tyler Fury, we got the man that you're supposed to square off with next. Dalton, the executioner. He looks like an executioner right now with that setting there. Boy, are you going out there to commit some, who knows, high crimes and who knows whatever else in the backyard circuit? I mean, Dalton, nice to meet you here formally, and I sort of met you unannounced last time, but I got a chance to see you and have a lot more of a calmer conversation, at least I hope. But gentlemen, what is going on in Tyler Fury? I know you already, but you guys, what do you think tonight after what Nolan Money McDermott has been saying about you guys all night long, to quote Lionel Richie?
Well, I'm going to say it's pretty pathetic. There's a lot of things that I could say right now that you guys do not see in Nolan or see from Nolan in these matches. But, I'm going to let my actions speak more than my words.
I've let my actions speak way more than my words in the past. I mean, how many times have I beaten you already?
You want to go back to your winter show? Let's go back to that.
Okay, guys, keep it professional. We're on live. We don't want to ruin Tom's show.
No. I see Tyler Fury. I don't think you know me as well. You've been here many times. We're in prime time. I mean, so what do you gentlemen want to say? I mean, you got a big crowd tonight. You got Aaron Blaze even interested. Aaron Blaze wants to talk with you guys after the show, and we've played the match that puts you guys on the map. So let's give it to the audience. What do you gentlemen want to say? You're here. You got the crowd.
Dalton, you know what? Thank you. I appreciate that, Dalton. I want you to look me in the eye. You see, you weren't ready for a moment like this. I've been born ready for this. I was born to be in the spot that I am. That's why I'm the world heavyweight champion. That's why I'm on top in STBW, and there's not a thing that you're going to do about it. You call yourself the executioner. Well, guess what? The payroll is my foot going straight up your candy ass next time we meet.
Ooh, Dalton the executioner.
Before you talk, Dalton, I want to ask Nolan, where are your championships currently, huh?
That's an excellent point.
That's not for you to worry about. They're getting clean. They're getting polished for my next visit.
Right here, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I picked them up.
Are you polishing them for me?
It's kind of pathetic when you forget to pick up your own championship from the cleaner.
You see, I'm in my VIP lounge. I'm coming to you from Florida. I'm not in your poor little area right now. I'm doing my own thing. I don't have time for that. I'll come when I please. Dalton, I've noticed you don't have a thing to say. It's okay. Find your words. I'm waiting. Come on.
I'm giving my pathetic opponent to, give their time to talk because, like I said before, my action speaks more than my words do. So, I mean, you can talk all you want, but the day I meet you in that ring, you'll be running the opposite way. You'll be scared shitless, Nolan.
Oh,
scared. Boy. Are we talking about the same person here? I mean, are you okay? Is it the flashing lights causing your brain to go into mashed potatoes? I don't know what you're on about. I don't know why you have that little smirk in your eye. I think it's the messed up hat that you got from Dollar General. You might need to fix that up a little bit.
Ooh, I think he's the mind game has been played here. Ooh.
Where has that happened the last few shows? Where's that happened the last few shows? Where's your championships with Tyler Fury?
That is an interesting point, champ. We haven't seen you the last couple of shows. I mean, have you decided to basically have you been getting a vacation with him? I mean, Tyler's the owner. I haven't heard anything about this. I mean, what do you want to say about that there, Nolan?
You see, I'm doing my own thing right now. I'm enjoying the money life, just like Nolan Money McDermott. That's not just a catchphrase. That's not just a nickname. That's exactly the embodiment of my life. This is a 2022 championship hat, NBA Golden State Warriors. Do your research. We share the same thing in common. We're champions. Champions live that champion lifestyle. You wouldn't know about that, Dalton, because you've never reached success before.
I'm carrying that title on my shoulder for one. For two, I'll be carrying that one next. But let's get back more towards Nolan than the championships because the next shows that come up, you will see nothing on Nolan's waist or shoulder.
What do you mean?
What I mean, Nolan will never be a champion after he versus me.
Oh, I see. So you're saying that Nolan's on borrowed time and that his days are basically going to have an expiration date as the STBW World Champion. You know, Tyler Fury.
I'll give it to you. Yeah,
Okay.
there is an expiration date. That expiration date is whatever I write down, is whenever I decide what that expiration date is.
I mean, yeah, it's
Because
whenever
what?
you decide to
I'm
stop
the first
running.
ever STBW champion. I'm the longest reigning.
Oh, he might be the first and the last, but you know, Tyler Fury, I'm watching you. You took off that tie, you unbuttoned this dress shirt there, and what do you want to say? Is there something you wanted to say there? And the lights are dim tonight. It's a rather dark. This is a dark lighting, dark show with you guys. I mean, Tyler Fury, what do you want to say right now?
For one, I want to say, Dalton, you can't talk because, for one,
Oh!
you have to hit people blindly. You attacked me the last time I was on here by myself. You attacked me senselessly without thinking.
It was a senseless attack. No question it was senseless. It was certainly something that people are still talking about. Even on TikTok, it drew a lot of attention on TikTok.
Exactly. And all I want to say is the only way you can beat Nolan is if somehow, in some way, you hit him from behind and he doesn't know what's coming. And for you, Nolan, yeah, I've had many matches with you. I know what's to come for you and Dalton. But I'm not focused on either of you two right now. As far as I know, at the next pay-per-view we end up having, it'll be me versus Peyton, the Peacemaker. So I'm not worried about you two. I'm worried about my match with Peyton right now. So you two sissy boys,
You
focus
You
on
worried
your
about
guys'.
Peyton
You
Peacemaker?
just call them both
worried about one of
sissies.
your
Have you
friends?
seen the size of these two big boys?
Hold on,
I picked you
Tyler.
over my head, Tyler. What else do you think I can do to you? You're so small, dude. Oh my! And you want to call us? You want to call us big guys? This and that. Yeah, we're bigger. But when we verse you, what we put your body through after the next shows that come up, I'm paralyzing you, and that.
Whoa!
When's the last time you got
No,
a win? Tyler, when is the last time you got a win in STBW?
Thank you.
And Tyler, we know, has gotten title shot after title shot in another promotion. As a matter of fact, he's gotten tag title shots in technically 2 different promotions.
And he couldn't even win that. So come on, Tyler. Tyler, level with me for a second. See, you're the owner of STBW. You founded this company, and how are you still the least successful? You don't know if you're friends, if you're enemies with Peyton, whether you love him, whether you hate him. Get that under control. Because the point is, Tyler, I don't even think that you're okay here. I think I'm all in your head. I live in your head rent-free. Because whatever you do, Tyler, I'm better than you. Whatever you do, I did it first.
You know, Tyler, you've been in there with some names. Obviously, you know, you've got sort of some history with Omen Black. We talked about Felix Jones. We've seen the title situations with the Sieve. You know, also, your tag team partner is going to be here this weekend, Thomas McEntee. Thomas McEntee is going to be here. So I'll be talking a lot about you, Tyler. But, you know, you feeling the heat at all? I mean, you got attacked here last time. You've been coming up short in these title matches, and you know, Nolan said tonight he should have been the one here last month. He should have been representing STBW, and Dalton's going off and saying this thing's here, and, you know, this is chaos right now.
You know, Tom, all I got to say is that Nolan's all talk. Yeah, he's better at talking than his matches. As you
Ooh, I heard somebody say that in the chat just now. I mean, that's a big statement. That's a bold statement here.
I stomped your head in the concrete to win that championship, and I'm all talking.
Ooh.
You're getting told by the boogeyman himself, Omen Black, that you need to work on yourself. So think of that.
Ooh.
Tyler, I'm going to be the boogeyman. I'm going to be the demon in your dreams because you're never going to get rid of me, Tyler. I'm going to come back to SBW. I'm going to pick you apart myself. I'm going to beat your ass to the ground until you are paralyzed. I might break your neck. I might break your leg.
Well, we obviously want to make sure that we don't. So, certainly he wants to break necks, but we're not going to really break necks for those that might be out there watching censored. Right to censor out there. Quote's a thing, but we're not going to actually have that. But they're going to definitely. Point is that Nolan's going to do a number on Tyler that he won't be showing up to IMF shows much longer.
Before I let Dalton talk, because I know Dalton's been wanting to talk, I do want to say this, though. Next time you see me, Nolan, next time you see me and come face-to-face with me, you'll see a side of me you've never seen before. And the only other person to see the side of me that you're going to see was Felix. And I don't think he liked one bit. And
he hasn't been the same since. He's basically, he looks like another guy that's not his father. And, I don't even want to go and bring – I almost feel like let's not go there. Let's not go there.
I was going to say, I don't know what's going on.
Wait. Tyler, wait. You showed your wrath to a guy that doesn't even know who his own father is, and you expect me to be...
It's a long story. Let's not even go there. Those guys will be here back. Justin Parsley's here on Monday. I'm sure we can talk about it then, but even then I would say let's not go there. But Dalton the Executioner, you want to say something? I see you moving those hands there. I want to get to you, buddy.
Well, I'm going to go back a little bit on how Tyler says that all I do is sneak people. Well, you know what? I'll give Nolan the first shot. And let's see how long
I don't need the first shot, buddy.
Put me down. And you, Tyler, you think I'll go up and I always attack from behind. You know what? Every match, everything you guys do, everything that will happen, I'll let you guys do whatever you want first. I will treat you guys like the little babies you are to give you your guys' fame. But even though
I don't need fame, Dalton, I already have that fame. And you see, you're gonna give me the first shot. Yeah, that's so. Let's take it back to Destined for Greatness 2023 when you were riding my coattails. When I was the first ever STBW champion, you were hanging on by my side like a little. Hold on, I laid you in the middle of that ring. I kicked your face in that middle of the ring, and if I recall right, you didn't get up.
What I recall is I beat every single STBW person to go against you,
roster member.
I've beaten you multiple times, so that can tell you that I can beat every single person again just to go through you. I don't care how long.
Say something else, Tyler, and I want to transition right after this because I got something. I'm going to say something that the audience just wait for it. You want to say something though, Tyler?
I'm gonna make a big announcement right here, right now. Right on
what do you mean? Whoa! Okay, all right. Announcement. Okay, fire the shot.
Your guys' match at the next pay-per-view that Dalton will be versing you for your title is an I Quit match.
Oh! Those are personal. We've seen what those are.
I've went over it.
If you guys seen Oxy's face, just expect Nolan's is going to be the same.
Ooh, champ. Champ.
Before I hand the microphone to Tom again, I'm going to say good luck to both of you in that match because it's going to be one hell of a match. I know that for a fact. But for two, I'm hoping Nolan kicks your candy ass all over my backyard.
Oh, baby!
Dalton.
Go ahead, champ.
Quit match? That's fine. That's fine. I quit match. That's perfectly fine. You see, I'll give you credit. You cashed in that briefcase 1 year ago at the first ever Summer Brawl Bash, and you were the champion. Congratulations. Give yourself a pat on the back. But guess what? At the pay-per-view, me and you, I quit match. You're going to say I quit, and you're going to wham all the way home, little bitch. Come on.
Ooh.
Man, you think those are some strong words, don't you? I didn't know you can get that low, but...
Who's the champion and who's not?
Oh, I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, this is why you need to go out and support small town backyard wrestling. I can't stress this enough. You want to go follow small town backyard wrestling? You want to find out who's the very best in the Illinois backyard wrestling circuit? There's their link. You want to hit them up on Instagram? Here's their page. You want to get in touch with them? This is how you do it. Simple, short, sweet, to the point. This is where the stars are born. This is where the state of Illinois is got the very best. And, I'm watching tonight, gentlemen. I'm watching the future. I'm watching those in the Midwest backyard circuit that have come here tonight and shown what they have to offer from the state of Illinois. I've seen the future. But, gentlemen, I want to say something here because, obviously, we've gotten a chance tonight to get a little taste of the biggest stars in the Illinois backyard wrestling circuit. We've gotten a chance to see what the future is. I see it all the time. Guys come on here and they say this, they say that. But in the Midwest, you guys seem to be ready to take over the mantle as the premier backyard wrestling circuit, especially in the Great Lakes. And, gentlemen, I don't mean to do this, but I'm going to do it now because I'm sure you heard about the announcement tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, on all Sportswire radio platforms. It's WCE Day, Wrestling Championship Entertainment, America's resident rock star, Sean Jovi. WCE is being honored for what they've done here in bringing backyard wrestling to Sportswire Radio. Once upon a time, being that company that waved the flag for the backyard wrestling circuit in the Midwest. But last I checked, and I don't mean to do this, but I think I'm going to do it because I think the numbers speak for themselves. Last I checked, the last big STBW show drew over 1,000 views. Last I checked, STBW's growing in subscriptions, and you're the guys that are right here and right now, and you guys are the future. And does WCE seem to be yesterday's news? Am I going down a road that I shouldn't go down in that I'm looking at the future and I might be looking at the present and that really maybe I should have been honoring small town backyard wrestling today, and maybe WCE, they're yesterday's news, and I should have just had Tyler Fury or Dalton the Executioner on tomorrow instead, honoring the company. Am I missing something? Or maybe WCE's old news and you guys are the premier backyard wrestling circuit in the Midwest. What do you think on all that?
They're not yesterday's news because they were never today's news. We have always been on top, and it's going to stay like that.
I personally think us three gentlemen on here, and possibly you, Tom, can agree that STBW will forever be moving up and it will forever be on top.
You think so? You think so? I mean, you think that, these guys, WCE, right? So?
I don't think so, Tom.
Yeah?
I know so.
Now, but WCE, right, this is a company, Tyler, you're in the locker room with the likes of Sean Jovi and Darkfire and, Nicholas Crenson. There's James Marshall, Kodak Kid, Prince Charles, and Craven Rage. And you still feel confident about saying those things?
Oh, I feel confident. Now, I am going to say something. Them
Yeah,
guys
what do you want to say?
put on some hell of a matches. They put on a lot of good matches. But I can say we put on better matches here on STBW. And if by chance I ever come across them in IMF anywhere, I'm going to come out on top and I'm going to win. And I think that for every single other person in STBW, I think they can win in any other promotion as well.
Wait. Did you just say that? Wait. Time out for a second. Did you, Tyler Fury, just say that you, Nolan, Money McDermott, Dalton the Executioner, and Peyton the Pacemaker could beat any guy, and especially any WCE guy in any promotion you guys may cross paths with? Is that what I heard correctly? Or am I missing something?
Yeah, you heard me right. I said those words. And
We don't agree on much, but I agree with that.
So you guys all think, wait a minute, you guys all think that anybody in WCE, that you guys can beat him. You think that you guys could take Darkfire. You guys think you could take Prince Charles. You guys think you could take Reyes, well, you could probably take him. You guys could take Nicholas Crenson. You guys could take Kodak Kid. You guys could take James Marshall. You guys could even take Craven Rage or America's resident rock star, Sean Jovi. You guys all think that?
Hold on. You see, I have nothing but respect for the guys that you just mentioned. Sean Jovi, Nicholas Crenson, Craven. I have all the respect in the world, but when the fact of the matter is that I can tell you for damn sure that STBW is better than WSC, and it will always be better than WSC. We are the #1 promotion here, and nobody's going to take that.
Wow, he didn't even call them WCE. He's basically saying he doesn't even acknowledge the C. I mean, Doug, the executioner, you agree with all this? I mean, because, I'm taken back. I would have thought you guys, you know what, WCE, we're the young guys, we respect our elders, they've laid the foundations. You might want to even say for us in Illinois and those in Appleton, they've basically, laid the seeds for this All Wrestling Matters movement, but I'm not getting that vibe right now. I'm just not getting it.
See, one person in particular that, I've had my eye on for a really long time is Crenson. So
really, Crenson? Why do you have your eye on Nicholas Crenson for? Why?
Because those beautiful championship belts.
I know I can beat him. So
that's what you can beat Nicholas Crenson. You know you can beat him.
Yep.
You want to see a doctor? I can see you pondering here. You letting these guys talk, and these guys in WCE. I mean, they've been running. Some would say this platform for 2 years, and they come on here and they're getting recognized. And how do you feel about that, though? I mean, look at what you guys have been doing recently. You guys have more recently had the big show, 1,100 plus views. You guys most recently have had the big money shows. You got Nolan Money McDermott, right? He's money. You've got Tyler Fury, right? We talked about him getting title matches, and you're an executioner. And this bothering you at all this?
Well, I'm gonna start with this WC whatever company this is. I don't know these people.
You don't know them.
All I know is probably a bunch of old grumpy men.
I
don't really care. But
old grumpy men, boy.
On the future, I'm focusing on Nolan, No Money, McDermott. I'm focusing on what I'm going to do to him. I'm focusing on what I'm showing the world, what Dalton the Executioner is going to be.
Right, I got that, but. I mean, these old guys, right? You just called them old, right, WC? You called them old, and so these guys are irrelevant. These guys really are they dinosaurs walking around the earth?
Basically,
honestly,
absolutely.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
If I may say something really quickly.
You can say anything you want right now.
If you would like to pull up the last message that IMF just sent in this chat, and I can
sure.
Yeah.
You think you like that? You want a match with Nicholas Crenson pre-show coming up, I believe, September the 28th?
Yes, and I can tell you now, if he accepts this challenge, I will come out on top and I will be victorious in that match. I will be the one getting my hand raised, and I will be in good spirits from then on out.
And on top of that, Thomas McEntee, who's here this weekend, I'm going to ask him about that in Darkfire. Crenson's tag team partner. We saw what Crenson did in Darkfire's match with Mr. Brightside. We saw the interference there. I mean, both banned from ringside.
You're telling me that I can't have Thomas at ringside. Okay, you know what?
But he's not getting Darkfire.
He can't have Darkfire at ringside. I don't give a shit.
But you know what, though? But you guys, you got to think about this, right? I mean, I'm taken back by this WCE blowback toward this company that... I mean, you guys are neighbors, right? I mean, you guys are Illinois and Wisconsin. You guys are actually, if I'm not mistaken, geographically closer than IMF and WCE are. And I get the sense that maybe there is some friction. Is there you think a backyard brawl brewing with these guys? Do you want them in a brawl? I mean, do you feel that, you guys should have supremacy in the Midwest and the backyard circuit? Because, you guys, look at what you guys are doing without a ring. WCE's got guys that have come in and out of WC that they can't run the ring. Imagine you guys in a ring. You guys might run circles around those guys. Listen, Nicholas Crenson, sure, he's won a couple of titles. Yeah, all right. But Anthony Steele beat him in 3 seconds. If Anthony Steele could beat Nicholas Crenson in a few seconds, right, should be no problem for Tyler Fury, right? I mean, Anthony Steele beat him. I mean, you're even younger than Anthony Steele, right? I mean, these guys are like, they should be getting ready for bedtime, right? You guys are the young kids. You guys are the future. You guys are the new kids on the block, more or less. And these guys, again, they might be getting ready to file for their Social Security in the backyard circuit. Don't you think?
Line them up and knock them down.
Exactly. And yes, I think so, Tom. I think there's about to be a backyard brawl.
You think so? You think that your very best can beat their very best. You think that's the case?
You know what? Not only do I suggest maybe some one-on-one matches between us and them, maybe even we can talk and negotiate something, maybe to have like a Survivor Series type match or like something like that where we have STBW versus them. Think of that.
That's a phenomenal idea. You know what, Tyler? See, me and you, we don't see eye to eye. Me and dumbass over there, we don't see eye to eye either. And you see, but when all is said and done, when it's about which company is better, I will more than happy team up with STBW to take down this company that are imposters, that they don't belong with us, because we are the best. We are the up and coming. And
has WC lost their grip in the Midwest circuit? Because we think about it, right? They used to be it was WC. Nobody came on Sportswire with WCE, and you guys have come up. Look at what you guys have. Tyler with all these title matches, thousands of views, right? That match with Felix Jones, what's it at? 2,000 plus views on the STBW YouTube page. The match you and Nolan had 1,000 plus. I mean, we've got show after show, and WC seems to be losing. As a matter of fact, even their last show, there was some issues with commentary and such. I mean, WCE they've been losing their grip almost. They're losing it.
They're just going downhill, Tom. They're just going down and down and down. See, the only two companies that I really see on top right now is STW and IMF. Those two companies are taking over the Midwest together, not as individuals, but together. Because I'm over there to wrestle, and I believe you'll see these guys there eventually.
Yeah.
So, let me say, I think IMF and STW own the Midwest.
And WC, it's time for them to just step aside. Should
WCE should retire.
So you guys saying that WC once upon a time, like when we look at, let's just say we see WC, right? We see these stars, Mr. Brightside, America's resident rock star, Sean Jovi, Nicholas Crenson, Darkfire, Craven Rage, James Marshall. If we look at those names, right, and those guys once upon a time, aren't they similar to kind of sort of becoming past their prime stars in the WWF once upon a time when it was called that, like Hulk Hogan and the Macho Man Randy Savage and Roddy Piper and the likes of Ric Flair, and when they had all those stars, and there was a theme, Jake the Snake Roberts, all those guys, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, all those names, they seem to be becoming old and past their prime, and where a new generation had to step in. And do you think that that's happening in Appleton, that WC, that they're all those names? There's kind of a recurring theme, like those names, like Hogan, Savage, and Flair and Piper, that getting past their prime and old. They're becoming old championship entertainment. They're not wrestling championship entertainment anymore. They're more like no championship entertainment, old championship entertainment.
Exactly. And by what I'm seeing is Omen Black is saying you guys are just riding my.
But this is different this time because you guys are neighbors. You guys are neighbors, though, and something tells me here that this is not Omen Black and Craven Rage. Something tells me that the WCE guys, they're laughing at you guys right now. They're looking at you guys and saying that some kids who run on a trampoline, some kids who go out there and, they look like they could be in diapers. They could be at the latest Olivia Rodrigo concert. They could be maybe going out with a Swiftie. Maybe they're here and maybe they're past their curfew. Maybe their parents didn't tuck them in for bed and didn't get a chance to read them their bedtime story. These guys are laughing at you. I mean, Sean Jovi, he's going, yeah. Nicholas Crenson, yeah, he's doing the popcorn, but that's what he always does. Darkfire, he probably doesn't even know where he is right now. Mr. Brightside, I mean, forget about it.
I see a comment from Crenson there.
I'll read the chat. I'll take care of the chat. But, I mean, the facts are is that Nicholas Crenton's even throwing it out there. And a elimination match.
Three elimination. You really
a
want
battle for the Midwest. Maybe it's a battle for the Midwest, the backyard brawl. I mean, what do you think about that?
The only person that I'm worried about in this matchup is Jovi. I know what Jovi can do. I've seen.
You know what? These guys, they're hearing this tonight, and something tells me that they're going to be prepared for this because they've seen a lot in this circuit. They've been around. Jovi's been around to the Global Backyard Wrestling Network. James Marshall's the measuring stick, some would say, in the Midwest. Nicholas Crenton's had wars with Ox McCoy. You've seen a front row with that, Tyler. And something tells me here that WCE, they're not taking you lightly. Maybe they learned from the IMF experiences. Maybe they learned from that. And now they know that they're fighting for survival. And they've seen these young kids, these babies come on here that run on a trampoline and they come out and now they're saying this, but they're probably not allowed to be here. They're probably, again, past their curfew. They should be getting ready for school right now. That's what they're probably saying in their mind. What do you think, Tyler?
Oh, I think, personally, I think we'll come out on top in this, and I think we're
You do?
prepared. I think we're.
You think so?
Yeah, and if you want to go to the chat again, I see a comment that caught my eye, and I think Nolan should look at that. And
well, I mean, that's not to me. I'm not obviously in charge of WCE or STBW or IMF, so I wouldn't be able to make that happen. But I'll tell you what, go ahead.
Dalton has met Omen before. Okay, I'm going to say that. Dalton has met Omen in some form before. Mm-hmm. And he knows.
Little do you guys know, I've been watching Tyler at this IMF. I've seen how things go, how he works, and I can say it is impressive, but I could also say if I step foot in that ring with Tyler, I will whoop his ass.
Come on, man. We're supposed to be on the same page.
Hold on. Omen,
I'll tell you what, I got this. Listen. I think obviously people are certainly, maybe it's getting to them. Maybe they're just, thinking about that there's a lot at stake. There's one side, you've got the STBW championship situation, but the other side, from what I heard tonight really, is that STBW may be the main player in the Illinois backyard wrestling circuit, but it could very well be supremacy. A backyard brawl is upon us. And Appleton, Wisconsin, they could very well be on an island of irrelevancy if these new kids on the block, these babies, these young whippersnappers, if the babies go out there and extinct the dinosaurs, because we know what happened. Dinosaurs used to roam the earth, and they were extinct. But these young guys,
what we're gonna do.
Well, it could very well happen. And I'll tell you what, we're going to have to find out. And before we move on and sign off for the evening, gentlemen, you want to say anything final to these guys? Because, I don't know how these guys in WC are taking this. Are they laughing at you? Because they've dealt with Omen Black. They've dealt with Soldier GP. They've dealt with Felix Jones and Jordan Nets and Freddie Daniels and Jason Myers. They've dealt with, again, some of the very best in the IMF. But they're looking at you guys and going, are these guys... Who are these guys? I don't know these guys. I mean, Tyler might be known, but you guys, again, they're going to say, are you guys even allowed to be here? Is it past your bedtime? Is it past curfew? Don't you guys have to get up for school in the morning? That's what they could certainly be saying.
I'm graduating.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, you see, Omen Black, you want a match against me? Granted, I'm more than happy to show you what I'm capable of, and then I am more than ready to go on against you. As far as WCE, we're going to be the nail in your coffin. We're going to be the ones putting your old asses to bed, getting you out of here, taking our spotlight where we belong, and we are the best in the Midwest, and there's nothing that's going to change that.
Before we go, did I just hear that you guys want to be the company or the individuals to put the nail in the coffin of WCE? Is that what I heard?
Absolutely.
Yes,
We're supposed to be celebrating WCE tonight. It seems like we've got Nolan Money McDermott, Nolan the Executioner, and Tyler Fury who want to put the nail in the coffin. in WCE Wrestling Championship Entertainment, a standard bearer in the Midwest Backyard Wrestling Circuit, a company that brought the backyard circuit to Sportswire Radio and brought us, in many ways, the keys to the All Wrestling Matters circuit. And that's just really, we'll have to find out, I suppose, and I'll get to some comments before we sign off, but real emoji I use for Rob Slater. Of course, James Taylor, who's going to be here very soon, I think this Sunday night. He's not a dinosaur. Well, we're not talking about the ROW owner. We're talking about the boys in WCE, and he's a backyard legend. Who are these guys? Well, that's what the guys in Wisconsin. Because what we found out tonight is that Nolan Money McDermott, the STBW champion, Dalton the Executioner, the number one contender, and Tyler Fury, owner of the company, and the man you've seen in the IMF, have challenged WCE Wrestling Championship Entertainment, home of the likes of the resident rock star, America's resident rock star, Sean Jovi, Jonathan Pierce, the new WCE Interstate Champion, James Marshall, Mr. Brightside, Darkfire, Nicholas Crenson, Prince Charles, Ray Oos, and certainly all-out champion, Craven Rage. They've challenged them to a backyard brawl, and I don't even know if I should ask WC this. I mean, they'll be here tomorrow. Maybe you guys see them. I don't know. I don't know if you'll be. I mean, you guys obviously are focused on other things. You won't. I'm sure you'll be busy tomorrow, but they're going to be here to celebrate. But I learned tonight that maybe it should have been you guys. I don't know. But obviously, yes, yourself, because we're not cut from the same cloth. He was obviously kidding, and I got no shade towards Tyler. He's earned my respect. He doesn't think James. See, that's what veterans like James Taylor. They don't think. They think WC is going to blow you guys out of the water. We're going to have to find out. I mean, if that's what WC. If they don't even think much about you, who knows? But that's what I've learned tonight. WCE. I don't know. Sean Jovi's been facing some of the biggest in our circuit. Tyler knows, but it seems tonight that you guys have challenged them. You've challenged them, and could the nail in the coffin be for WCE? Yeah. I don't know.
I think we'll put the nail in the coffin easily, and I'm going to leave one last note, specifically for Crenson himself.
Yeah?
You are going to lose against me in the pre-show. You are going to be laying on the mat, and the referee is going to go 1, 2, 3, and he'll raise my hand, not yours. So sit down, old man. Maybe you might.
He called them old. He called them old. He's basically saying Nicholas Crenson, he struggles too running in the ropes. Nicholas Crenson, he's rickety. He's old. He should be getting ready to go into the retirement home. He's saying Nicholas Crenson should just basically focus on commentary, and that he should just give it up. And I think I got the first shot in. I got the first shot into the backyard brawl. And I don't know. I don't know about you, ladies and gentlemen. Am I blown away? Am I skeptical? Or is WC really going to kill these guys? I mean, Nicholas Crenson may crush Tyler Fury, some would say. Maybe Sean Jovi and James Marshall are laughing. They're not even tuned into you guys. Maybe they tuned out. Craven Rage. He's a backyard nightmare, ruler of the yard. Mr. Brightside, I mean, he looks like he could be playing Heath Ledger and Joker. Darkfire, I mean, are these guys really serious? I don't know. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen, but we're going to find out. And I'll tell you what, if you want to follow Small Town Backyard Wrestling, you can go follow them on YouTube. Go hit the sub button for them. That's their YouTube button. You want to go hit the sub button, follow them, and you want to see if this is really the company that may be ready to declare themselves the premier backyard wrestling company in the Midwest. You know, we now know there's a backyard havoc taking place November 9th to November 10th. But also in the Midwest, it seems like a backyard brawl could be brewing, but it's a brawl that we don't even know is happening. It's almost that these young new kids on the block, these young whippersnappers, these babies, these guys that we don't even know if they're allowed to be up right now. These guys that they should be called kids. Are they allowed to be on here, some would even say. But they're here and they've called their shot, and they've called the biggest shot of them all. In prime time, the brightest lights, the biggest stage. And is WCE's stage about to, dim to where it's no longer lit? I don't know. Well, we're going to find out. Is WCE past its prime once and for all? Is WCE hanging on with borrowed time, or is WCE going to crush these kids and basically show why they're the company that built All Wrestling Matters? I don't know, but I'll tell you what. I'm going to get to comments before we go. The High Chief has arrived. How you all doing? All Wrestling Matters. Well, Il Drago, I was doing great. We had a conversation with the STBW World Champion, Nolan Money McDermott, and then all of a sudden, it turned into a conversation about, well, WCE and WCE being maybe past their prime and putting the nail in the coffin to the company and declaring Illinois is now the future and the present of backyard wrestling. Yes, sir.
Okay, so I have to go. I have something to go do. I will see you guys later.
We're going to see, and I think that's our cue, everybody. Yes.
Tyler Fury, I wish you the best. I hope you beat Nicholas Crenson, because if he can beat Nicholas Crenson, I can only imagine what I'm going to do. And if we do that 3v3, that elimination tag, be my guest, because I can guarantee you STBW is going to take that victory home.
I tell you what, I'm looking forward to all of it. This was the story of Dalton the Executioner, the number one contender, Nolan Money McDermott, the STBW World Champion, and Tyler Fury, the owner of STBW. It was also announced at the pre-show at IMF's next show, September 28th. Tyler Fury, Nicholas Crenson, Thomas McEntee, Darkfire, banned from ringside. Last word, you got 30 seconds before we go.
This WCE company, they think we childish, but when they step in the ring with me, when they want to compete with me, they'll find out what they're coming against.
Worry about WS or WCE later.
Oh, he called them WSC again. You don't even listen. I don't know. You know what? Listen, I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, are these guys too hip?
About me, Dalton.
I'll tell you what, are these guys so confident that they know they've got this in the bag, or do they have another thing coming in WC, who's got some of the greatest stars in the backyard wrestling circuit's history, about to crush these guys and beat them like there's no tomorrow? I don't know. But I'll tell you what, I can't wait to find out. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, Sean Jovi, America's resident rockstar, the IMF U.S. champion, is here. He is here live 8 o'clock. It is officially now WCE Day. Sean Jovi's here to get the certificate. And I'll tell you what, I know for sure Jonathan Pierce is hearing about this. Mr. Brightside's hearing about this. The number one contender, the interstate title holder, Jonathan Pierce. Craven Riggs, the all-out champion. You know he's lurking somewhere. Darkfire's lurking somewhere. Prince Charles is lurking somewhere with a new name he's got. We've got Reyes is lurking out there. Sean Jovi, I'm sure, has heard about this, so he just went, yeah. James Marshall is hearing about this. Everybody in WC is hearing about this. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot wait. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice, figuratively, literally, where all wrestling matters. Go hit the sub button for me. I'm almost at 1,000 subs, and most importantly, hit the sub button for these guys. STBW_2022. Judas is watching. We're all watching. He's a part of the Backyard Havoc. He called out Darkon, a founding father of the All Wrestling Matters movement, the host of Summer Bash, newest member of ROEW. Sean Jovi, Nicholas Crenson, you guys called them out. They're founding fathers of the All Wrestling Matters movement, also played a huge role in Summer Bash and this platform's growth. I'll tell you what, I see a lot of similarities, but my name is the Reverend Tom Bryce. Until then, we will certainly tune in for more, and I can't wait to see if Sean Jovi's got anything to say about this, or he'll just go, yeah, but yeah, tune in to this one for tomorrow or today, depending on where you are. Thank you so much, everybody, for your support, and until then, good morning, good evening, wherever you are, on the number one Global Radio.